Okay. You with no makeup on time. Look at that. Ew. Hey, y'all. I don't have a bra on either, so we're gonna try to not look at this, okay? I mean, some girls can just go out without bras on and they look normal. I look like I have turtle titties. So, we're not gonna do that. Ignore the acne on my face. I wanted to come to y'all today with another real talk, I guess. A real talk blog type thing. I don't have a plan for this, and so I'm just going to talk. And I don't want to make it super long because why? Who wants to hear me talk for a really long time? Nobody does. Because I've been told many times that my voice is annoying. Okay. Are there any guys left in this world that I would be both attracted to, they would be in an age range that I would be comfortable with, and don't just want sex? And let me preface this by saying this, okay? If you are a sexual person, and I said this in the last sit-down video that I did, if you are a person that likes sex and you're safe and it's just, it's fun to you and that's your thing, I'm not going to sit here and call you a whore, because that's your thing and you're into it and you're free with yourself, and that's fine. But I am not that way. I have always been very, very close to my own body, and I like to keep it close to me. I am open and honest about things that I've gone through with my lady parts, things that have burdened me in the last, 10, 15 years of my life as I went through puberty, and here I am in my mid-20s. But that doesn't mean, just because I'm open with it online, it doesn't mean that I'd share the actual image or the touch of my private parts with someone who I do not fully trust or am in a relationship with. Someone that I love. Someone that I think cares about me and that I could see myself spending the rest of my life with them. So I'm bringing this topic up because I had a couple different things happen to me this past week. First of all, I don't know what happened, but it just seemed like Monday night, my depression and anxiety hit harder than it has since I went on medication last April. And I was just feeling really down on myself and just having a moment. I think it's to do with it being February and it's getting close to Valentine's Day. It's my seasonal affective disorders acting up, and a lot of people have that. I look on my Facebook and a lot of people are talking about the fact that they have, seasonal depression. I'm sorry I look so rough. Oh my God. But it started with that, and then Wednesday night, I got invited after my show to go and hang out with some people at a jam session. And I had this gut feeling that someone was going to be there that was going to make me highly uncomfortable. But I chose to just say, nah, I'm just putting that in my head. I'm just assuming things like that. But no. One of my exes was there. And if you watched my last sit-down video, it's the one that I fell really in love with. And I should probably put that in the card up here if I can remember to do that, but I probably won't. If not, I'll put it in the description below. But this guy was there, and I don't really want to talk about it that much, other than it made me replay all the things he said to me when we broke up in my head. It just, I didn't know how to conduct myself, and it's not the first time I've had to do this before, but to sit down and sing with him and and have to ignore him because he told me to never speak to him again, to have to sit and ignore him and everything, and sit there, and in my head it's replaying, you're never going to be able to have sex, you are unfixable, you're unlovable, you know, just all the negative things he said to me were replaying back in my head every time I looked him in his evil eyes that are so well disguised as the sweetest person alive, and everybody thinks he is. But all I can think about is every guy I've ever been with pretty much has gotten very frustrated with me and my inability to make love. And now that I've had my surgeries and I can make love, I am 100% afraid to do it, because I'm afraid of losing my virginity, just because I can now. Like, I guess I'm afraid I'll lose it to the wrong person, and I don't know. But then I'm also afraid that it won't work properly because of the surgery that I had. I mean, it seems like it would work properly, but it's scarred, and it freaks me out that someone's going to tell me again that I'm unlovable or unfixable. And if you don't already know, like I said, you can watch that other video, but I had to have a hymenectomy, where they take extra skin that's in there out, and then once they got up in there, on the second surgery, I had a pretty large cyst that was a big piece of, you know, skin in the inside of my birth canal, and they had to cut it out, and the surgery actually took about 2 hours or longer because it was such a delicate procedure. They had to be very careful of the bleeding and of the scar tissue and just of a lot of things, and I had to be put to sleep for the second one, but I was awake for the first one. And so you can understand why I am extra cautious with my privates. I think it all goes back to, I mean, middle school, I was already kind of like behind. I know people were already getting pregnant, having sex, having their periods, dating people. And here I am, like 11, 12, like still haven't had my period, really haven't dated anybody, and I just felt too young. Like, I was like, why is everybody dating people? Like, I feel like I'm too young for that sort of thing. Like, I don't know. And then when I was 13, that's kind of when everything happened. I had my period. I went out with this guy that I liked, and everybody made fun of him because he accepted to be my girlfriend. My boyfriend? Oh my God, my girlfriend? He was my girlfriend. He did look kind of like a girl. No. I can't even talk. Because I was his girlfriend, people were making fun of him. So it didn't take but 5 days to have him break up with me. But I guess my first encounter with somebody who wanted to do something sexual to me would be the guy I had my first kiss with when I was 15, which was already like way behind. A lot of people had their first kiss when they were like 5, you know? And he was very forceful with us making out and doing things that I didn't want to do, but at least when I said no, he did oblige with the no's. He would just be like, okay, I won't do it. He did end up killing his father, though, so, I mean, wasn't all good. But I then had my first real boyfriend that lasted about 4 months when I was 18, and he just kept on about how he had blue balls and how he couldn't stand not having sex, that I was making him horny and then he couldn't have sex, and it was frustrating him, and I didn't know what to tell him. I was so young and I wasn't ready for sex, and not only that, but he had revealed to me that he had a pierced penis. And to think of me with my vagina that's like mostly closed off, and then this guy that has a massive set of piercings on his penis, do I really want that to break me in half? You know what I'm saying? So we didn't work out. I went on a date with the guy. It was my first Valentine's Day date in college. And he was a musician. He was an electronic musician, though, which is not really my style, but hey, I was into it. He had this curly hair, and he thought he was cute. I mean, he's kind of cocky, which I don't know why, but I'm usually drawn to cocky people. And he asked me out for Valentine's Day, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of into you. Like, let's do it. Let's have our first date on Valentine's Day. Sure. And he takes me out, and he takes me to Chili's on Barrett Parkway in Kennesaw, because we were at KSU. And when we get there, he goes up and he's like, so I have a gift card for y'all. Where can we sit? And they're like, you didn't make reservations for your date? Every restaurant on Barrett Parkway is completely booked out for Valentine's Day. So he didn't make a reservation. He was trying to get free food with his gift card. So we had to get takeout on his gift card. Took me back to his room. And he just decided to kind of just put his hand in my pants. We didn't even really eat. We didn't talk much. We just kind of went straight to the bedroom, and I slapped him in the face after he tried about 3 times, and I said no. And I ended up giving him a good talking to in the Target parking lot the next couple days, because he went and told the entire school music business program that I wanted to marry him. And that's not what I said. I said, back then, at least I thought I was going to save myself for marriage. I don't know if I still am or not. I think it just kind of depends on how the universe goes from now until then, which could be 15 years from now. I don't know. And he told everybody I wanted to marry him. And that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. He just wanted a reason to make him look like he was the normal person and I was a crazy person. Of course he did, because it's what they do, right? And so then, let me tell you okay, so I completely skipped this. There was another reason. I told you about the guy I dated recently that told me I was unfixable. The other guy I dated recently, last couple of years, he was pretty patient with me, but he did finally get to a point where he just kind of sat down one day and he was like, is it fixed yet? Is it good to go yet? When's your next doctor's appointment? Like, he started kind of pushing for it. And I'm like, it is, but it's not. Like, it's not working properly. I don't know, what to do. So, yeah. And I've been very open about it. My mom's not been very happy about it. And a lot of people haven't been happy about it. And, the fans I've lost, I guess they just don't like that I'm open and that I'm talking about this kind of stuff. But I just wanted to hang out. Actually, I didn't really want to, but Friday night, last night, after my show, one of the bar owners from a place that I play came over to my show, and he wanted to hang out afterwards. And his ex-girlfriend was watching my live streams, and he was like, how dare you, and he was kind of angry that we were talking on the live stream. And then he's like, tell the live stream I'm not here. And I'm like, but you are, and how is that my responsibility? But okay, sure, yeah, he's not here, whatever. And so he goes, let's hang out. He's like, I won't try to do anything to you, like, we'll just be friends. I just want to take you out, have a nice night. You've been really stressed. Buy you a couple drinks and stuff, okay? So we do. But he's had some drugs, and he's had some drink, and he starts talking a little weird, like he's calling the bartender his ex-fiance, and then she's like, no, I'm not your ex-fiance, and he's talking about weird stuff, and he keeps grabbing my leg. He's grabbing my leg and he keeps trying to pull the chair closer to me, and his hand throughout the night and throughout the different bars we went to, his hand just kept getting closer to my crotch. It got to a point where he would just kind of like put his hand like in between my legs. And then I was dancing, he got to dance with me. I know it's kind of like kosher nowadays that when guys and girls dance, they grind, you know, but I always was uncomfortable with that, whether I was in a club in Atlanta or whether I was at a high school dance or a prom, whatever. I was always just so uncomfortable with somebody just grinding their dick into my butt. Like, it's dirty dancing, but even dirty dancing is cleaner than that. Like, I danced for many years. I had to shake my bonbons and I had to do partner dancing, but I never had a guy just ram his crotch into my ass. No, I don't like it. So he's doing that, and then we sit back down, and then he's trying to kiss me, and I'm just really uncomfortable, and I just keep looking at him just like, please just stop, please. So I did a horrible thing, I guess, and I got up and I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom, I took all my stuff, and then I talked to some girls in the bathroom, and I said, do I just leave? What do I do? And she's like, well, that's one option. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave. So I ran out the door, I ran to my car, and I left him there. And I felt really guilty about it. I went home, had a panic attack, and I cried because I felt violated, but I also felt like a bad person because I left him in the bar, and I didn't want to do that. But I did. I just have all these thoughts rushing back to me, like, guys just want me as a piece of meat. I want a companion. I want somebody I can talk to. Somebody who will care for me, whether or not we can have sex 5 times a day or not. Sex is important. And I know it's more important to some people than others. But for me, what's important first is building a relationship. Something that you know that one day down the road, when you're 80 years old and you're married and you can barely walk or talk anymore, that you're still going to be there for each other, versus a relationship that's built mostly on sex, and then when the sex is no good, then you start cheating on each other. You catch my drift. Like, I've been cheated on before. I have been down roads where I have almost cheated on people before. You could consider it cheating, but it really wasn't because we were kind of broken up. I don't know. But I just... any guy that promises me that they aren't going to need sex immediately, I don't like them back. Or maybe I'm just afraid to like anybody right now. And then the ones that I do find attractive can't stand that I would like to wait until I got to know them a little bit better. And I mean, I dated one of my last boyfriends for on and off again for 2 or 3 years, and we still didn't. We got to a point where we, you know, got handsy, but we didn't do anything. But he also didn't wash very well, and he kind of had a little bit of funk, and I broke up with him because of that. And I just want to put the word out there. Am I wrong? Am I wrong to have this opinion? Am I going to ever have a chance of finding a man that is willing to wait and be there for me through my issues? Or am I selfish? Like one of my exes has said, like, you're selfish because I touched you. You owe it to me to touch me, you know? And I'm just like, well, I didn't know until we broke up. Like, if you would have told me, and you could have said, hey, like, do you want to do this? I might have. But when you don't tell me and then you just get angry about it, that's lack of communication. But anyway, this has like been a really stupid, just really telling video. And I know it's going to make a lot of people mad, but for anybody out there who is into some TMI, and they like to protect their body for and save it for people that really matter to them. then let me know in the comments below if you're one of those people, or if you think that I'm wrong, or you think that I'm right, or you just think that I'm just being weird or what. But like, just let me know what you think in the comments below. If you think I'm disgusting, then sweet, yeah, I understand. A lot of people do. But I am damn proud of being 26 and saving myself, because I just haven't met the right person who's been willing to wait for me yet. And it's funny that some of the people that weren't willing to wait for me, I actually wanted to make love to them, but the situation had not presented itself in the correct manner. It wasn't ever mutual, and my problem was still very persistent. And now that it's gone, they're gone too. So yeah, just let me know in the comments below. Let's have a discussion about this, but don't be rude to each other. Everybody's got different opinions on this. We're all sexual humans, but some of us are way more sexual than others. And I just kind of want to put this out there for anybody who's had a problem like I have, or they feel like they're weird or different or whatever. I want you to know that you're not alone. And to all the guys that don't want to watch this, just if you made it this far, I guess it's too late now, isn't it? But I'm sorry. I'm gonna go. Bye. Follow me on Patreon if you want more weird shit. And you want to support, you want to donate some money for this weird content. I promise you the next stuff is going to be more music, more vlogs, and not me just blabbering on about stupidity and sex and everything else. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Bye. I love y'all. Bye.
Picky boy, you got a lot of rude things to say. When you told me you loved me just yesterday, now you say you're freaked out by my confidence. The way I feel is all too real. It's called emotional distress. What do I get when I measure